Web3 mass adoption through cinema, visual NFTs, and content revolution. The future is now film.
All right. How are my decentralized futurists doing today? Make some noise. Come on, people. Yes, no, come on. Stop sleeping, stop being on your phones. Give me a little bit of your attention. And I'd like to talk about really the precipice of the content revolution that we're experiencing, that I've experienced personally as someone who came from traditional news media and has been pioneering blockchain media specifically, starting 2018, kind of catching that Bitcoin, 20K hype, and really creating the narrative of the industry for a lot of the ICO boom, which was exciting because my understanding of traditional media and centralized media is that you are coerced into a certain narrative that is being asked of you from your media overlord. That is how it is in the world today. So to me personally, as someone who acquired Bitcoin in late 2017, I realized that now the power of public relations and narrative creation and content creation falls into the hands of the community, and obviously into your own trajectory and your own narrative that you can build and scale on. And this fits perfectly with what this industry is about because, let's face it, this industry is 90% marketing and brand positioning and image making and reputation management. This is really what this is all about, because PR is one of the oldest forms of shaping public opinion, and it is something that that is still vague to a lot of the people, because a lot of the people believe that news companies have your best interests. Well, 2018 and the FUD that they've created around this industry certainly showed us that this is not the way. So what we created essentially in 2018 was the first visual NFT docuseries on Bitcoin's disruption across the world. And it was called The Future is Now Film, still is to this day. And what it does is essentially allow us to scale brand positions or brand positioning of thought leaders, of companies, of innovators in the space by controlling the narrative and giving the control of that narrative to the co-producers that actually help us create the film through the NFT structure and the concept of sharding this co-production credit and fund to the community and to the people that are participating in it. And again, what does this entail for the industry and entailed for us? It allowed us to help companies establish trust. It allowed us also to create a narrative that was counter to what the traditional media that I was once a part of fudding in 2018 and 2020. It really allowed us to create our own narrative. And obviously, creating a PR element to this, creating a go-to-market element to this, this is where the future lies. It lies in brand positioning, growth affinity content that can excite people about this industry, because let's face it, people are still afraid, right? And it's only through thought leaders, and it's only through reputable names that are searchable in Google SEO under a visual cinematic content offering that you can get into the minds and hearts of the people. Because cinema allows you to wield emotions and feelings and pinpoint them to a certain narrative that you want. So it all really started with Larry in 2018 when he was actually a part of this industry, may he rest in peace, advising a green mining company in Toronto, Canada. And he really saw the light in Web3 and blockchain. He saw the essence that this technology can help us focus on space, exploration, focus on communal and in unity progress of our planet versus wars, which he predicted were going to be prevalent in 2018, back before they were not as prevalent, let's just say, as they are today, because war is dumb. So why should someone no different than you and I be in control of the narrative and be in control of the shaping of public opinion, when what this industry allows us essentially is to take that power back? For me, the answer is decentralization. And evidently in 2018, even without knowing that it's going to be a visual NFT, The Future Is Now film became the first visual NFT documentary film series on Bitcoin's disruption across the world. And through these narratives that I've managed to expose to the world with people like former presidents of Mexico, who once said that they'd fire the whole Mexican government if it was up to them, and then teach a whole new group of people what blockchain can do to revolutionize financial management, and essentially what Brock Pierce calls today Gov3, or the next iteration of government and Web3. Mark Buckley, SDG advocate at the World Economic Forum, who we met in our Blockchain's 2021 episode, really explains that the hierarchy that we live under today in the centralized system of control and governance is just a repetitive cycle of never-ending, failing mechanisms that do not work. William Soriano, the congressman of El Salvador, that supported Bukele's Bitcoin adoption for a part of the national budget, explained how the IMF essentially warned El Salvador that unless they revert back on their decision in 2021, there'd be grave consequences. And remember, Bukele purchased Bitcoin at about 30K, so he's definitely up 40%. Justin Sun, founder of Tron, sees the future of CBDCs, but also tries to incorporate other methods of borderless transactions, obviously with Tron, etc., into the governing systems of of Grenada. He actually lives in Geneva, but he's been focused on the Caribbean pool. Eric Salwan, people that are actually launching space cargo to low Earth orbit, exposing the combination of decentralized space, which is new space, right, to allow private companies to take things to low Earth orbit, which is important. And by the way, that's something that, as a go-to-market agency, we began doing with a company called SpaceBit, essentially taking nodes to Earth's atmosphere. And we just sent, about 3 weeks ago, a lunar probe to the lunar Earth orbit with BitMEX logo on it. So, and this is, again, we're talking about hype kind of PR. Well, this is what it is. This is how you get these companies on Fox News and CNN. You combine what we like doing, which is sending things to the moon, by literally taking them to the moon. And of course, Crystal Rose and a lot of the females in blockchain exposing the concepts of decentralization versus centralization, and the things that we are facing now in the medtech and AI sort of coming together to what seems so far to safeguard and enable humanity, but in reality, could it be the opposite? So all these exciting topics and amazing speakers, from people that developed and evangelized the first Macintosh, like Guy Kawasaki, who do not understand the industry. And at least in 2018, Guy Kawasaki was truly dumbfounded on crypto, basically saying that, how do I make value from a Web3 product? I make an iPhone, that's a physical product. I make it, I get paid. What can I do in Web3? I wonder what he thinks now, and we'll come back to that. Of course, John McAfee, one of the pioneers of crypto anarchy, right? If we can't leave a better world for our children, then what the hell are we doing? And Migo Matsumura, one of the most exemplary speakers, I think, in the Web3 space that we've managed to have as a part of our DAO, who really says that if you look at the institutionals, and this is really true, this was in 2019, look at what's happening now. It's exactly what he said. They are measuring their fragility in Bitcoin's price and Bitcoin adoption, and that is why we're now justified, right? With Chase, Bank, etc., right? This is why regulatory shackles are crumbling. Tim Draper, right? It's always two guys and a dog in a garage. That's what startups and innovation is all about. And we've been fortunate to recently actually partner and accept into our DAO an amazing company called Deadbox that just now, for the first time in 98 years, is holding SEC in contempt for the fact that there was something wrong about that whole case that essentially allowed the SEC to go after another innovative, decentralized disruptor that was disrupting the natural resource commodity market. But you can obviously find more of that on our website, The Future Is Now That Community, if you're interested. So women in blockchain have an incredible role to play because so many women in this industry. I think this is one of the most women-friendly industries from the traditional tech space of IT, right? We've never seen so many amazing female innovators as we did in blockchain, and we support that through The Future Is Now film. And of course, Michael Turpin, who said that 24 years ago, Newsweek wrote a piece saying that, you know, the internet was a joke and it's going to not work, right, etc. They said no one's going to trust the internet with their finances, but what the credit card companies did and came out with their solution, fixed the security issues, they said no one will find anything. Then Google came out and showed everybody when they can find stuff. And when they said nobody will know anyone, Facebook came out and created a system of people's networking on the internet that was never available before. And that's exactly where we're at with this technology. And so our goal at the end of the day with The Future Is Now film is to expose that dream to the masses in a narrative that we can shape and control. And essentially not fight, but at least counterweight the traditional media narrative that we see in mainstream media all over the world. Because this is a dream, and a lot of us here are fortunate enough to be living this dream life because of what Satoshi's Bible, the Bitcoin white paper, enabled us to do. For those that bought it at 63 cents, like our friend Da Vinci, Jeremy, of course, that's probably the best positioning you can be in. But if people of America, as Da Vinci once said in our upcoming episode, understood how the money system worked, there'd be a revolution tomorrow morning. And that is true, and that is the narrative that we want to expose. Because the goal is to educate, and the goal is to propose the system. And that is why, also as a go-to-market agency, we realize that the best form of marketing in this, and by the way, we have a workshop on that later with a lot of our great friends like Salad Labs. I think it's about 4:30 today, if you want to join us for that. We'll expose some of that, how wrapping these things in an educationary product is great for the community. And it works so well in the Web3 industry. Our upcoming film with Brian Rose, Nick Spanos, Da Vinci, Reeve Collins of Tether, and of course Brock Pierce, with our most recent interview of his next iteration of potentially running for president in 2025 again, is coming soon. And so I invite you to check out The Future Is Now That community and get to know us and become a part of our DAO, and let's build the future together, because we're all in this game, hopefully, to make change. Because collective dream work makes this collective teamwork, makes this collective dream work. So without further ado, I'll leave you with a short trailer of what our film has traveled so far and covered so far, and hopefully you enjoy it. Thank you so much for your time, and let's make the future, because the future is what you make of it. Thank you.
Why are you here? Why are we here?
If we can't give to our children and grandchildren a better world, then what the fuck have we done with our lives?
Why do you play the game? How are you measuring or scoring yourself in this game? Because to some degree it is choose your own adventure. I choose impact.
For the last 5 years, we've been traveling the decentralized world.
When evolution happens, you can't stop it. You just have to honestly watch it. If you get involved, you're gonna get in the way and you're gonna get rolled over.
The decentralized world is definitely coming, and there is, of course, a blowback where the centralized governments are going, wait, we don't want to lose our power.
We have spoken to countless futurists. whose goal is simple: fix the money, fix the world.
What is a Bitcoin City? No taxes on capital gains, no taxes on property, no taxes on payroll.
Bitcoin is the new guillotine, and the network is the new reign of terror. And if you don't, on the right side of history, you're going to find yourself without a head.
Welcome to The Future Is Now Film, the first documentary film series on Bitcoin's disruption across the world.
We have a massive opportunity right now. The past year has proven that a lot of the systems that we've relied on for a lot of our lives are not as resilient as we've been led to think.
Aligning the future. The question is, what does it take?
Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, they are our allies if we would really want to reach the mass adoption.
If you have something that the people want and the entrepreneurs want, and it's a better solution, eventually it wins, no matter who's against it.
This is our chance to impact the world and expand our community together through cinema, emotions, and perseverance. We have a chance to aid our planet in the moment of dire need.
This idea of mass vaccination and, passports, digital passports that relate to it, they're sort of a double-edged sword.
What's more important than living together on the planet? Why the hell do we have war? War is dumb.
There is no tomorrow, no yesterday. There is only now, this moment. This is the future. The future is now. Join our DAO at thefutureisnow.community and become a part of the movement by supporting The Future Is Now Film, the first cinematic NFT documenting Bitcoin's progress across our planet. And now, together, make a wish towards the future.
Give love to think of everything that you want to do that is not for yourself but for the world around you. I wish for your wishes to come true.